Hey everybody, Serge here, and today I'm going to talk about something that I found kind of interesting. If you're a Linux user like myself, you've probably realized that Dead by Daylight does not actually work on Linux. At least it hasn't up to this point. Generally, what would happen is you would try to start the game, and it would start loading. You would get to the prompt where it says initializing EAC client, and it would either give you an error saying that your EAC client cannot be instantiated, or it would immediately just crash and you wouldn't be able to open the game again. But recently it seems like people have actually had success in running the game in their Steam Deck and in Arch Linux. So yesterday I was actually trying to film how to get Dead by Daylight running on your PC because I was under the impression that you needed to do this specific fix in the ProtonDB to actually get the game running. Now I did try to do this fix and the game started working and I was like, oh, okay, great. And then I tried to undo the fix for the video and it still worked. And I was like, what?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And it'll crash right about here when it starts initializing easy anti-cheat. I guess in my case it's just gonna freeze. So that's not much better. But regardless, as you can see, I'm not gonna get past this loading screen. I'm just not. Wait. That just fucking worked. What? Did they just fix Linux? So I stopped trying to record that video and I just kind of tried messing around with it and it seemed like the game just worked on Linux. There wasn't any special things I had to do to get it to work. I even tried it on my Steam Deck here and it just worked. I didn't have to do anything special. I just installed the game. I didn't change any settings. I didn't change any compatibility settings. I didn't add any launch options. It just worked. Now, why am I making a video about this? Why do I sound so irritated about this? It seems like this would be a great thing, right? You know, I've been wanting Dead by Daylight to work on Linux for a long time. It seems like they have wanted to get Dead by Daylight on every single platform, Switch, Stadia, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, you know, it's on everything. Epic Games even. So why would you not run it on Linux? And I couldn't really understand why they wouldn't do that. So whenever I saw it working on Linux, I didn't really know what to do. I was just kind of like, surely this can't last, right? They didn't make any announcement about the fixes. There's nothing in the patch notes, and I'm not the only person experiencing it working. Like, it seems like it works now, right? Well, fast forward to today, and I tried to open up the game, and it opened up. It got past that initializing EAC client thing, and I was like, great, it still works. All right, I'm gonna try to play a Survivor game. And so I got loaded into a Survivor game. We started loading into the match, and the game crashed. And I was like, okay, so maybe there's just some weird bugs. So I tried reopening the game. It got through the loading screen and got to the main menu, and I was like, all right, I'll try a bot game. So I loaded into the bot game, started playing for about 30 seconds, and got kicked out. The game didn't crash, but I got kicked out of the lobby. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I tried implementing the fix again, rebooted the game. Does it work? No. The exact same thing happens. Whenever I try loading a bot game, it runs for about 30 seconds and it crashes. So I'm like pissed off, right? Because I was like, this was just working the other day. I didn't break anything. I didn't do anything special. I added a reshader to the game so I could actually see what was going on. So that's the only change that I really made. That's not a very significant change. It shouldn't break everything. So I did some more research in the Dead by Daylight forums and found that I was not the only one that had this exact same experience. Some people got it working on their Steam Deck, some people got it working on their Arch Linux installs, any Linux installs, whatever. And a lot of people are saying, great, it works. It works on Epic Games and it works on Steam doing this exact same fix and just kind of running it. It just works. And now, if you look at some of these newer reviews from this afternoon, you'll see that everyone's like having very similar issues. It doesn't work anymore. It stopped working. So obviously they did something to the server side because there was no update yesterday. There wasn't any, even like a 10 megabyte update to make it work, which is very interesting. Hey, this is me in editing. I just realized that there are 3 separate updates in the past 2 days that actually do demonstrate that something is being changed. So I guess there was some update I didn't notice. It's not necessarily server side, but they are definitely doing something related to Linux, or maybe indirectly related to Linux. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to clear this up in case someone wanted to call my bluff. So yeah, it's even more interesting to see that they just took it off. They just took off that support. So it kind of makes me wonder what the hell it is they're doing. And even then, in this same forum, if you look at this post from Entertainment 720, moderator on the Dead by Daylight forums, they say, we don't support the Steam Deck yet, but we'd like to. We have no ETA currently. Please keep an eye on the official channels for announcements on progress when Steam Deck support is available. So this is obviously just kind of a quick thing to say, oh, it doesn't work. We don't know when it's going to work, but basically we're working on it. So while this whole experience is a little bit irritating and it sucks to kind of have it working and then have it taken away, it does seem to indicate that they are making some sort of progress on getting Dead by Daylight to work on Linux, which is cool. Because there are plenty of people on these forums that have been asking for that for a long time, and I've been wanting it for a while. I've been trying to kind of switch away from Windows and just use Linux full time. Dead by Daylight is one of those things that I really like playing, and I don't want to have to switch back and forth between operating systems, so I've just kind of been staying on Windows for the past couple of weeks. But if Dead by Daylight were to run on Linux, I would probably have a little bit more time in Linux than I normally would. Now, I've got other applications that I like to use that don't work in Linux, but generally, most everything that I like to do, I can run on Linux, and if I want to do one very specific thing, like run a video editor or something, I'll just switch over to Windows, use that, and switch back, which is not that big of a deal. But whenever you have a game that you play almost every single day, it's kind of frustrating to have to be like, all right, I boot up my computer, I've been hanging out, I'm watching, I don't know, Netflix or something, and now I just want to play Dead by Daylight. Now I gotta reboot my computer, change the bootloader, open up into Windows, and then start playing. It's kind of frustrating and unnecessary. Anyways, it looks like they are doing something to actually get Dead by Daylight working on Linux. It's just not quite ready yet. Hopefully they'll have that fixed, hopefully by the next patch, but they haven't really said anything about that. So this is just kind of a rant video slash speculation type deal. It seems like they're not really going to support Linux just yet, but it's probably just around the corner, so I'm kind of excited for that. Hopefully this video is no longer relevant within the next couple of weeks. I just thought I'd give an update on Linux. Those of you that like to run Linux and like to play Dead by Daylight, the video's for you. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.